Hey everybody, welcome to an episode, actually not even an episode. This is a Orange Nerd Show Quickie. Okay, it's a Quickie because this is not a full show. I'm actually just doing a segment for Orange Nerd. Kind of like you know what, we're kind of pre-gaming it right now because on Sunday, I'm going to have an epic talk with Vash Sky, Rudio, Disney Family Man. We're going to talk about this whole ScarJo drama, the supposed tension between Chapek and Bob Iger. So this is kind of a quick little segment that's going to kind of segue into what we're talking about on Sunday. But in this video, I want to talk to you guys about theaters, okay? Theaters and the expectations of theaters once they kind of normalize a little bit. Okay, so there's been a lot of I think kind of overly optimistic viewpoints out there in regards to theaters kind of going back to normal. Now, for a year or more, a lot of studios, Disney included, Warner Brothers, a lot of studios have done this day and date release schedule. And some of you may be asking, what's day and date? Basically, what day and date is where a studio is releasing a new release like Black Widow on their Disney Plus or streaming platform alongside a theatrical release on the same day. Okay, it's been a very controversial move. Obviously, we'll touch upon that on Sunday, but it's been a very controversial move, right? So this has been going on for a year plus. And a lot of theater organizations and fans and what have you have been saying that, it's going to it's going to be back to normal. Like in a few months when Shang-Chi gets released and we get that traditional theatrical window, albeit a shorter window, but still an exclusive window nonetheless, things will start to normalize for the theater industry. I strongly disagree with that sentiment. The genie has been the genie's out of the bottle at this point. Okay. And there's no putting it back in. There's no way you're going to just return back to a theatrical exclusive window, wait 45 days and put it on streaming. And it's just going to be perfectly fine with a lot of consumers. I don't buy that. I really don't. I think the theater industry and maybe even the studios is underestimating the power of convenience. You've conditioned people for a year plus now to enjoy new releases at home for cheaper, by the way. For cheaper, because you know what? When you go to the theater with a family of four, or even like you and your wife or something, it's an expensive endeavor between the tickets, the candy, the food, the drinks, what have you. Pay $30 on Disney Premier Access, and you can have the whole family watch it, and you get your own food and everything else included, right? You've conditioned people for a year plus to have that experience. Now you're going to tell people when Shang-Chi and Eternals gets released, oh, you know what, everybody? Sorry about that. You know what? Yeah, the day and date thing where you can watch it at home, no more. You're going to have to wait 45 days now to watch it on your platform, on your iPad, your iPhone, whatever, and you're going to have to watch it in theaters first. If you think that after a year plus of conditioning the movie-going audience to that, and you're just going to reverse course now and just kind of go back to what it was, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Look, theaters are not going to die away forever, okay? We will always have some presence of movie theaters, just like we have some presence of DVDs still. You can still buy, technically you can still buy DVDs, right? Right? Technically you can, but it's not a big market. Streaming has cut into that, okay? Convenience wins the day every single time. Ask Amazon. Ask the brick and mortar retail businesses. Okay. Ask Blockbuster Video and the entire video rental industry. Convenience wins the day. And when you introduced, when the industry introduced day and date releases and allowed people to get a taste of those new releases on the day it premieres at home, there's a huge segment of the population, myself included, that will inevitably prefer that. And now when you're going to reverse course and say, oh, just kidding, now we're going to have a theatrical window, it's not going to work. I'm telling you, the box office receipts for these early theatrical releases might be okay. Like, I think Shang-Chi will be a hit, but it will be lesser of a hit than it would have been pre-pandemic. I think there's way too many people out there that are now so accustomed to this day and date release thing. I think the movie theater industry is really in a lot of trouble. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of the noise in regards to Black Widow. Again, we're going to talk about this on Sunday in enormous length. We're really going to deep dive into it, but that's why I think you're seeing a lot of the industry making a lot of noise, a lot of the trades making a lot of noise in regards to Black Widow, because they're panicking. They're panicking. The theater industry is polishing the brass on the Titanic, and they know it. They absolutely know it. But yeah, I think it's going to be really hard. I think it's going to be really difficult for the studios and the theater industry to sort of recondition people back to that pre-COVID world where you have this theatrical window. I don't even know if it's possible. I really don't. But what do you guys think? I mean, am I off base here? Do you think that it's going to just go back to normal? We're just going to have movies in theaters for like 45 days, and then, they'll go into streaming and everyone will sing Kumbaya and be happy and everything will be great? Or do you agree with me where, it's not going to be that easy? Once you've given people a taste of that convenience, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to take that back. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a nerdy day. Bye-bye, y'all.